atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation.
Hello and welcome. Tonight we are going to try to play Fallout 4 VR. I have never actually played Fallout 4 before. A lot of 4s in that sentence, but we're going to give it a shot. I played it once earlier today and yesterday just to check it out, make sure I can get the settings working well enough to stream it. But other than that, I have never actually played this game before, other than the last couple of days of just testing around. So I hear good things. I know a lot of people love it. I know a lot of people who are like crazy about it and have put literally hundreds of hours into it. I have never been that attracted to it, which is strange because I played Fallout 1 and 2 back in the day. Stoneball, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And, well, we'll just give it a shot. I'm going to go on easy because I've heard it's a pretty hard game to begin with. We'll go there and take a look. Hopefully it's not too jittery or hard to watch, because that's one of the things I've been trying to fix in the last couple days while I've been tweaking it, is finding the right settings to make it run a little smoother. Because one thing that this particular VR game is known for, it's kind of infamous for being incredibly hard to run and not running smoothly when you do get it running. So we'll try it out and see what happens. Fallout 4. You guys, welcome to my giant theater, by the way. Hope you enjoy the movie. Don't have any popcorn for you, sorry.
War.
War never changes.
War never changes.
Ha! Called it. Oh, that's a nice booty shot right there. You see that? You see that?
In the year 1945.
Oh yeah, it's my kind of movie.
My great-great-grandfather.
Oh yeah.
Serving in the army.
If I watch chat, it moves the movie.
Wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife. And the son he'd never seen.
Oh, look at that cute kid with the toy
He got
plane.
his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I'm familiar.
The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened.
If this is the whole game, I wouldn't.
We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon.
I wouldn't even complain.
But as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots.
Hi, robot.
Fusion-powered cars.
Goodbye, robot.
Portable computers.
Hi, portable computer.
But then,
Bye, portable computer.
in the 21st century,
I mean, if you call that portable, that was pretty
People awoke
ridiculous.
from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource.
Uh-oh.
The entire world unraveled.
Look at all those parachutes. That's pretty cool.
Peace became a distant memory.
I want one.
It is now the year 2077.
Give me a mech suit.
We stand on the brink of total war.
2077, huh?
And
Was
I
this
am
like
afraid
World War VI?
for myself, for my wife, for my infant son.
For your infant
Because if my
daughter.
time in the army taught me one thing,
Oh, there it is again. Look at that. See where the cameraman's
war.
focus is at. War never changes.
war never changes.
Called it again. Man, this game. They got the cliches down pat already. We're only like 2 minutes in. I'm blind. Oh, hi, me. How are you? Hi.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
You think?
Absolutely. Now get ready and
I'm a kitchen
stop
sink.
hogging the mirror.
Right.
Or a bathroom sink. What do I do? No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, let's be honest. It's VR. We're never ever going to see ourselves, right? So we can just make ourselves look however we want. Where's the first guy again? I liked him. Think that one's good? Think that one's good? Shortages of toilet paper, too. They might have. Let's see. There's a roll. Get it! Everybody rush them! Kind of like this dude. But the first guy looks kind of good, too. This guy looks kind of cool. Like I said, it literally doesn't matter. We're never going to see him. Or, chat, wait for it.
Hey, my turn, big guy.
I can be a lady. I could be a lady character. Huh. The box is floating on your head. Let's be the guy. Whoops. Well, chat, because of my accidental button pressing, we are officially a lady.
Hey, hun.
Just getting ready.
Can I change? Like, can I go back? I cannot go back. So this is our story now. We are the woman who is going to save the galaxy. I pressed the wrong button and that's what you get. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Hello. Hello. Is this interactable? You're breathing awfully hard there, little baby. You okay? Are you okay? There we go. Hi. I like my hands. I'm a robot. I am a robot. I want that game. Blast radius. Use quick reaction and skill to get to a safe distance. Don't get caught up in the blast radius. In stores near you. But not Toys R Us, because Toys R Us no longer exists. Come on, chat. Dance to the old-timey music. So this is one of the reasons I was never really into these Fallout games, is they have what I like to call...
Broken
Oh, I can't take it. It's broken. They have what I like to call a setting confusion, where the game even said at the beginning of the game in that cutscene that it takes place in 2077. So why is everything like old 50s technology? Like, if I want to play a sci-fi futuristic game, I want everything to be sci-fi and futuristic. I don't want everything to be like, oh, by the way, it's the same thing that we had in our houses. Like, see, look at that. Look at that junky TV.
173.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Brewed to perfection.
Thank you, Cosworth.
Today's newspaper just delivered.
I appreciate that. You're a hard worker. No matter what anybody tells you.
Thanks, Codsworth.
I already forgot I was a woman. That's gonna take some getting used to. You really aren't gonna let me change, huh?
Hey, hun.
Hey, hun, can I be you?
Soon, don't you think?
It is what it is, you know, we're not sexist here, we have equal opportunity for all.
Oh, sounds like someone made a stinky. I shall attend to young Shaw.
You heard him make a stinky? That
I
must
know
have
we
been a
were
pretty
nervous at
epic one.
first, but I'm glad we got Codsworth.
Me too, Codsworth. He's such a hard worker. Are you gonna change him or are you just gonna look at him?
Enjoy your coffee, Mum.
Will do. Can I run? I can't run. I could always start over. That is an option. I need to enjoy my coffee. Enjoy my coffee.
Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies.
It's that
Looks good.
salesman again. I don't know why he keeps bothering you.
Hubris Comics. Don't let your hubris get the best of you, chat. Oh, this guy looks nice.
Good morning.
Hi.
Vault-Tec calling.
You like my hand?
Vault-Tec? Remind me again.
Why, we're about you, ma'am, and helping secure your future. You see, Vault-Tec is the foremost builder of state-of-the-art underground fallout shelters.
Why would I need that?
Vaults, if you will. Luxury accommodations where you can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, ma'am, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket.
Not heck.
If you'll excuse my language. The big kaboom is... It's inevitable, I'm afraid. And coming sooner than you may think. If you catch my meaning. Now, I know you're a busy
Honey, I
woman,
think the Vault-Tec
so
guy's
I
hitting
won't
on your
take up
wife.
much of your time. Time being, a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault.
No.
Vault
Get out of here.
111.
Get out of here. You're silly. Me? You really mean it?
But I have a family. You can fit us all, right?
Of course, of course. Minus your robot, naturally. In fact, you're already cleared for entrance.
tell him.
It's just a matter of verifying some information. Don't want there to be any holdups in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation.
Like that'll
Take
ever
me a
happen,
moment.
right, big guy?
Tell me more about this vault.
Oh, it has all the amenities of the
It's a
modern
trap.
home, I assure
No,
you.
this guy looks
Not to
totally
mention
trustworthy.
Total protection from nuclear radiation and hostile mutants.
He doesn't have
A
any
better
resemblance
future
to
underground.
Half-Life's G-Man
It's
whatsoever.
not only our mission, it's our passion.
The apocalypse? Well, hell, sign me up.
Where do I sign?
That's the spirit. Now, let's see.
Can I change my name to a boy? Guess not, huh? Oh, I don't want it all to be capital. What do you think I am? Born on a barn? I don't know why you would have to be born on a barn to have it all capital, but trust me, chat, you do. We'll get to some gameplay here shortly, I'm pretty sure. I'm confident. Let's make her, I mean, she's a girl, so like let's make her strength 1. I mean, that's realistic. Perception. A 6th sense, oh, that's way up. I don't really plan on using VATS in this. I mean, it's VR, so I should be aiming with my hand, right? I'm not going to be using like VATS. Endurance, sure. Charisma. She's really charming. Agility. She's going to be super agile, too. Alright, chat. We'll make her strong. I guess.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Same to you. I mean...
Thanks again.
I mean, bye.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
I have my moments. You gonna go answer the baby?
Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some of that maternal affection you seem to be so good at.
Go ahead, honey. I'll be there in a second to help, okay?
I don't do that. That's your job. Oh, that's right. I'm the woman this time. I forgot. My bad. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the woman doing all the work. Goo goo goo.
Isn't giving his mother any trouble, is he?
Goo goo goo
I
goo.
fixed that mobile on his crib the other day. Why don't you give it a spin?
Goo goo goo. This is how we play with babies. Goo goo. There you go, baby. It spins for a
That's
whole
my
2
boy,
seconds.
On his best behavior, just like his dad. Well, most of the time anyway. Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
I think all the parks are closed. I mean, yeah, we can go to the park.
Oh, right. The park. With you. Because I want to get pregnant again.
Sir,
What do they do at the
come and
park?
see this.
Oh my gosh.
Cut.
Go to the park because I want to get pregnant again. What the heck are they up to?
Followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions.
What's up, Cogsworth?
Trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact with
What
our
did he
affiliate
say?
stations. We
Don't hand that baby off to me.
have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of
Oh, no, it's so scary.
detonations in New York and
So scary.
Pennsylvania. My God.
Hold me, I'm shaking. That's what a woman would do, right?
Oh my god.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
I've got Sean. Let's go.
Babies first.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered,
Whoa.
evacuate to Vault
Someone crashed their motorcycle. That's how serious this is. You don't even have time to put a kickstand up. Just crash it and keep going. What are you doing? Don't worry about the zipper getting stuck. Come on, save yourselves. You crazy people. Get out of my way. You're going to kill us all. I can't run as far as my husband because I'm weak.
That's absurd! I am
Not on the list. You don't get in.
I'm going in. You can't stop me! Okay.
Oh, dang. He spun up his little minigun at him. Bye. That guy's so nice. Hello?
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Check your list. I'm in there.
Infant, adult male.
Don't call me an infant or an
female.
adult male.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck. sir.
Rude?
You two, follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside
We're
the
doing
gate?
everything we can. Now,
They're all gonna
keep
die.
moving.
Don't worry about them. That's pretty cool.
Ma'am, we need to send you down to the vault. Step on the platform.
I'm going.
Step on the platform in the center.
Where's my baby?
Almost there. Is Sean okay?
He's fine. We're gonna be okay. I love you.
Well, now's as good a time as any to tell you I don't love. Oh God, we're all gonna die.
Hold on!
Ah! That's how radiation works, right? We totally dodged it, so like we have nothing to worry about now. Is that how that works? Like that blast of wind that hit us right in the mouth before we came down here didn't do anything, right?
We made it. We're okay.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
You're not the boss of
No
me.
need to worry, folks.
This is the end of the world.
Get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111.
Every person for
A
themselves.
better future underground.
So we just...
Yes, up the stairs.
I can't believe it.
Up the stairs.
We left a minute later.
No,
We'd
no,
all be.
Don't get caught up thinking about that. You're safe now. Everyone, just head up these
Or
stairs
so he
and through
says.
the door there.
Excuse me, sir, you're in my way.
Hey,
Just head up the stairs. We'll take care of everything.
Okay. Told me to talk to you, but I guess I didn't really have to. He didn't do
Up
much.
the stairs and through the door.
Keep moving through the door. Yeah, that's right. Alright, like all the air that flew into my mouth, I could just like spit it out and get all the radiation out. No more radiation, I'm good.
Good.
Oh, come on, keep the line moving. You guys are so slow. Oh my gosh. You're acting like it's not the end of the world.
Take a vault suit, then head down the hall.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Where's my guy at? Oh, there he is. Hi, baby. Hi, Sean.
Right over there.
Yeah, looks fine.
Over there. Take a suit.
What in the world is he doing?
One vault suit.
Hear his
Now
creepy
just head
voice?
down
He
the
was like,
hall.
oh yeah, she looks fine.
Each of you take one of these. Your brand new vault suits.
Thank you.
thanks. What now?
Just follow the doctor here. He'll
Can I
show
put it
you
on?
where to go.
All right, you three.
How'd you get in front of me?
It's
Huh?
down the hallway right there.
This is our new home.
Oh, you're gonna love it here. This is one of our most advanced facilities.
I can
Not that
tell.
the others aren't great, mind you.
Really high quality.
It's gone. Our home. Everything we had.
Why don't you cry about it? Loser.
How long do you think we'll be down here?
Oh, we'll be going over all.
My home's gone too. You don't hear me whining.
Just a few medical items we have to get through first.
It's a good fit, don't you think?
Just checking everyone off the list as they come in.
Oh, we all get to be cryogenically frozen like Walt Disney?
Right?
Oh, chat, this is awesome. I want to be
Just step in
famous.
here and put your vault suit on.
Okay,
It'll be okay.
nothing to worry about. This isn't awkward at all.
Decontaminate and depressurize you before we head deep
Hello?
into the vault. Just relax.
Hello?
Time for a whole new life.
Time to go sleepy.
Secure.
My robot hand. Reach out.
Occupant vitals. Normal.
I love you. Sean.
Procedure complete.
But not that guy. Just Sean.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nap Simulator. Awesome game. Can we like nap for like 6 months in real time? Like, and then get an achievement for it?
Annual override initiated. Cryogenic suspended.
I don't like the, hold on a second. Hold on a second, hold on a second. The way they do the subtitles doesn't really make any sense because it hovers, like, it doesn't follow my face, it just hovers in one spot.
Open it.
I want to get a closer look, chat, but I can't move, I'm in a seat. I gotta role play, like I can't move.
Are we okay?
They're so cold.
Everything's gonna be fine. I got it. Let the boy go.
Oh no, what the heck?
I'm not giving you shot.
Thank God I don't have to deal with that guy anymore. Am I right?
At least we still have the backup.
I like my baby though.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
No? Can't get my baby? Hey Take, how's it going? We're playing a virtual reality napping simulator. What the heck? The door moved. What the heck? That's not where you should be. That's not where you should be at all. Can I change that? No. No, apparently I cannot. It, like, moved itself. This game. There's no recenter view, huh? Nope. Nope. Well, I guess we're gonna be just a little cockeyed for a while. Yeah, I love Half-Life, Alex. It's great. What the heck? Move everything over here. Why'd you move my view around? That's stupid. That's too stupid. Does that mean all of my alerts and stuff are gonna pop up over here now? No, okay, I think it fixed itself. This place is empty. Oh no, Chad. She's got a dry cough, Chad. I don't want to go yet. I want to look around. What good is an RPG game if you can't look around? Ew. What the heck was that? Haha. Got my beating stick. I'm ready for anything now. This is not running well. Hopefully it doesn't look bad in your view, because in my view it's horrible. I should have listened to all the warnings. That Fallout VR ran horribly. Why didn't I listen? Here goes nothing. Yeah, that happens a lot with VR games when you're streaming. A lot of people who make VR games don't really make a non-warped perspective. Which means this is probably the only time we'll ever be playing this game on stream. Between my horrible frame rates I'm getting and the warped perspective, I don't think it's a very enjoyable experience for anybody involved.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
How do you manage to have your chat stay in VR? I just freeze the whole desktop on the screen. I don't just freeze the window. So like I have OBS open on the desktop and then I just freeze the entire screen on the window. Don't care about any of that. Give me 1 second because this is running like hot garbage and I'm going to try and fix it real quick. Hold please. So let's try it again. I don't know how likely it is that this is going to fix anything, but we'll give it a shot. Thought I had the settings fixed because I had it running pretty well off of stream, but maybe it's because I'm also streaming it that it's acting all kinds of crazy. So one of the warnings about this particular VR game is everybody says it just runs like garbage no matter how powerful of a computer you have. There we go, that seems to be much better. Sorry about that. Hopefully it looks... Oh, what the heck now?
Critical failure in cryogenic array. All vault residents must...
We'll get it, we'll get it. There we go. Much smoother. Sorry about that. Very bad to do in the middle of a stream. But I can't help it. The game was running like garbage. I had to fix it. Now it's so silky smooth. I can actually hit stuff. Told you.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
What the hell, Chad? Giant roaches? In my fallout shelter? Not today. I don't know why I looked at that again. I don't know why I thought it was going to be anything different than the last time I looked. Nothing. No loot anywhere, huh? Just sit and contemplate our place in the world. Looks much better. Oh, good. Looks much better for me, too. I don't know what the heck happened the first time. The game just decided to run like a pile of poop. Let's try and play this tape. I wonder what that does. What the heck is this? Oh, chat, we can play Donkey Kong inside Fallout. No wonder people love this game so much. This is all they do, isn't it? How do I jump? Chat, I don't know how to jump. Oh, I got it. No! We're so good at Donkey Kong. Why am I not playing Donkey Kong right now? Pro gamer. Yeah, it is the best stream ever, I agree. It's way more fun than Fallout. I'm just playing. I haven't given Fallout enough of a chance yet. Hey, go up the ladder. Oh, I see. Apparently mech suits cannot climb ladders. Good to know for future reference. Go. Oh, no! Chat, I am telling you. Like, we should be playing Donkey Kong right now. We are unstoppable. We're the best. Oh, I forgot you can't jump. That was my poor plan. Oh, what? It's rigged. It's rigged. It's clearly rigged. Like, I won. We all saw it. I won. I mean, I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I made it to the top, and the game was actually programmed to never end because they never expected anybody to be good enough to get to the end of level 3. So instead of credits, the game crashes and you die. It's clearly the explanation of what happened right there. Not in my house. Man, that feels so good. Raise your melee weapon or hands to block? I can block? What the heck, Skyrim? What are you doing? Like, out of all the games I've ever played, the one game that needs, like, decent melee combat and blocking is Skyrim. Because it's all swords and shields. This game already beats Skyrim VR's combat by a mile.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
So I'm not being weird, chat, but just look for a second. Like, Why is there a teeny tiny hole in his pants? Just saying. Just saying. That's weird detail to put into your game. Hold RT and swing to do a power attack. She's so powerful. No roaches will ever invade this woman's kitchen again. She has laid down the law. She has shown who's boss. And she is a collector of needles. No judgment. No judgment. Stim packs restore 30% of your max health. Press R to view your available favorited items. Oh, I got money. Select a favorited item with R, highlight and press RT on the item to use it. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, chat. Again,
Is this all that's left?
sorry for the interruption a minute ago. The game decided to be unprofessional. We got it situated and we got it in line. Personnel evacuation tunnel is now open. Remind all staff to be orderly and follow shutdown protocols before exiting and resealing Vault 111. Please maintain all staff records and research. Report to your local Vault Tech superiors for debriefing and further instructions. Thank you, computer. That was a very sweet message. I do like the loot aspect of this game. Like, there aren't enough VR games that I've played so far that have real loot.
Nice. Coming back later for you.
Liquid nitrogen. I want it. Give it. What is in it? There's like giant balls in it. What is that? That must be like an endgame weapon. You have to come back to the vault and get it when you're a master locksmith. I wonder if at the beginning of the game you could just put all of your stats into locksmithing and be able to take that right at the beginning. I don't know what I just took. I didn't read it. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of this vault and get to the real world and do some gaming. I'm sick of the decorations in here. It's drab. I know how to aim a gun in a video game, okay? It's like, bring your gun up to eye level to aim. Do not aim gun at the floor when you're shooting. Do not aim gun away from target when you're shooting. Act like I've never played a virtual gun before. Silly game. Oh, guess that Steam doesn't hurt me. Too used to playing games where Steam hurts you. Physically crouch. So if I crouch in real life... I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked. Scared me. Pistol whip! Got him. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. 10mm rounds, don't mind if I do. It's back where I came from, isn't it? Yeah, I already looted all that. I already looted all that. Give me something new to loot. What the heck? I thought I killed you. Get out of here. Give me your meat. Pit boy. Guys like us, people love us. That's cool. That's me, that's what I look like. Pretty cool little Pip Boy there, and a cool way to do the menu, I guess. That scared me.
Please, stand back.
Stand back, chat. Don't get too close, it's dangerous. Let's move you guys over here. There we go, that's a little better. I can move over here. There, everything's all better now. Ooh, I'm free, I'm free. I'm free as a bird. Caw-caw, caw-caw. My arm keeps getting bigger. That's it, that's the game. There was a fallout and we escaped the vault. We win. I think the game could have had a little bit more combat in it personally, but for as long as it was well balanced. Can I change my sex? No? Guess not.
Enjoy your return to
There was just enough exploration, just enough combat mixed in, just enough looting to keep you going. Left on a cliffhanger, like we don't know where Sean is. Who has Sean? You know, there's certainly going to be a sequel. I can guarantee that. Classical radio. Stop with the moaning and the groaning. Nothing's playing. I get it. Fast travel. My favorite. What's up with this guy? Had a bad day. All radio stations have a broadcast range. The further you get from their source, the harder they'll become to pick up. Arm, get out of the way. I'll just keep that arm down. Did nothing. It's got birds. There's birds in this game. Hi, birds. Best game ever. No game ever has birds. And haunted signs. Oh, I can't pick stuff up in this game? Oh! I legitimately did not know that was a thing. Gotta do it. Every game that has cones you can pick up, you gotta try. Nope. Oh well, it's got some physics, I guess. Teleporting far will cause you to sprint, and green teleport arc will be shown. Press L. Is that the gravity gun? It must be. See if I can pick this dude up. Nope. Nope, can't open doors either. This item is too heavy to carry. Apparently I can't carry cars. Where is... Oh, my target. Let's go check in the back of all these vehicles and see if anybody left any sweet loot. Nope. Nope. A fan. Yes. We just got the best loot in the game, chat. That's what randomly generated loot does for you. If you're lucky, it graces you with its goodness. Prepare for the future. I feel it. I feel the future. It feels so good. See, like, that's one of the things with VR games, and I understand, like, Skyrim and Fallout were two of the very first VR games to come out for Steam, and, like, they were made as, like, placeholders just to get some decent length, full-length games out the door for VR when the VR headsets first came out. But, like, you would think they would add more immersion to it than just, like, I can wave my gun around. Like, I don't even have a hand. Would it have been that hard to model a hand on a person? I'm actually surprised they have any kind of physics as far as being able to pick stuff up and throw it. I did not expect that. I literally well, I guess you can do that in the regular game? I don't know. I've never really played it. Money in someone's mailbox. That's ridiculous. It's Codsworth.
As I live and breathe.
Hi.
It's really you.
It's me.
Codsworth, what happened to the
I like
world?
his eyes.
The world, Mum? Well, besides our geraniums still being the envy of Sanctuary Hills,
I see that.
I'm afraid things have been dreadfully dull around here. Things will be so much more exciting with you and Sir back. Where is your better half, by the by?
He's dead.
They killed him.
Oh, Mum, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you'll need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades.
Sounds good. What am I trying to say to you?
Is the lad with you?
He's gone. God damn it. Someone took him. They stole my baby.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
What?
200 years? What? Are you sure?
A bit over 210, actually, Mum. It will take a little for the Earth's rotation and some...
How do you still have power?
That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner.
What's your crabby arm doing over there?
I can whip you up a snack. You must be famished.
At times, people will withhold information or caps. You can attempt to persuade them into sharing both. Give me.
Codsworth, you're acting a little weird. What's wrong?
Oh, I guess it was a successful.
It's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing.
Did you just call her a crazy woman? Well, she's a woman. Fill in the blank. Just kidding.
The car! How do you polish rust?
It's okay. Calm down.
Stay with me, pal. Focus.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, Mum. The bombs came and
You're telling me.
left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe Sir was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well...
Gimme.
Everything happened.
Gimme.
A holotape? What's on it?
I believe it's a private message for you.
Good game of
My
charades.
protocols would not permit me to play it for myself. Any standard holotape reading device should be able to play it back. Oh, like that Pip-Boy on your arm. That should work brilliantly. Now,
You mean my robot
enough
hand?
feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? Sir and young Sean may turn up yet.
Have you seen anything dangerous?
Oh, just the usual, Mum. Pesky neighborhood dogs and mosquitoes. Shall I investigate?
Mosquitoes?
All right.
Go kill mosquitoes.
Lead the way.
Don't let them get me.
How to serve, Mum.
Oh, I've been listening to the radio this whole time. I forgot I turned that on. Where's the,
Oops. No, little fingers away. There we go. Just say it.
Codsworth is going way too fast.
Hi, honey. Listen, I don't think Sean and I need to tell you how great of a mother you are.
Oh, thanks.
We're going to anyway.
Means a
You're
lot.
kind and loving and funny. That's right. And patient.
So true.
So patient. Look.
Where were you, man? You got a saw and a burner and a grabby hand?
Come on, Codsworth.
You could head into the city. Concord is nearby. But the people there aren't as put together as I am.
Cool.
Say bye-bye.
I like these people already.
Bye, honey.
Oh, good. Maybe you'll get along then, and they can help you find young Sean. I shall remain here and secure the home front.
Alright, I mean, it doesn't look like a whole lot to secure, but knock yourself out, I guess. I will play with this pumpkin. It's mine. So it almost makes me wonder, like, what would happen if I just started collecting items and just filled a room with all of the inventory out of my pockets and see how well it runs. This game's not intended for viewers. Why is, like, the screen, like, really horrible or something? I've actually found generally VR games are not made with streaming in mind. Like, there's very few VR games I've played where I feel like it's actually streamable and viewable, a good experience for the viewers. Which is sad, because as little as VR has taken off, you'd think they would be wanting to promote people being able to watch it. Very Fish Islands like. Yeah, it's because both lenses in the Rift are technically square screens, or not widescreen. So in order to fill the screen up to a widescreen, it's going to warp it. I could make it a square screen, but then there's just going to be black bars on both of the sides. I just kind of assumed that people would prefer having the screen full than just having a 50% of the screen space not used. Technically, Half-Life Alyx and a lot of the other VR games do it as well. It's just not as bad. I guess Half-Life Alyx isn't too bad depending on how you stream it. A lot of people do like mirror capture when it captures the mirror screen of the VR headset, and that stretches it pretty bad, but as long as you're actually capturing the game
boy.
itself, it's not too bad.
What are you doing out here all by yourself? Sort of a flea bag, aren't you?
Well, that's nice. Offend the only friend you have in the post-apocalyptic world. Gas costs $113? What the heck? You're crazy. Yeah, you can tell this game, like, I was actually reading an article about it yesterday when I was trying to tweak it to make it runnable just playing it off of stream, just to make it enjoyable for myself playing it. And I was reading an article that said after this was released, it only had one patch come out, and then they just completely abandoned updating it. So it shows you kind of how much they really cared about making a VR game that was enjoyable for people. Because to this day, it doesn't really run that well. Like, I'm using a reprojection to make it run right now. So it's actually only getting like probably 30, 40 frames per second in the game, and then it's filling in the extra frames with the reprojection system. And that, to my knowledge, is really the only way to get this game running any kind of smooth, because it's just not well made for VR. You kill the other one, I'm looting. Where'd he go? He went under the ground, where man cannot follow and woman cannot either. And you can change FOV and such with no issues. That's the other thing about a lot of VR games, or at least every VR game I've played so far, literally. Like, there's not much options or settings as far as being able to change the FOV on the streaming window or anything like that. So I was having such a hard time streaming No Man's Sky the other day, is because I was trying to make it smooth and fill the whole screen without being warped. It was kind of hard to figure out a way to do that. I see the hole. Where'd he go? There it is. Huh. I mean, the combat does feel pretty good, though. I mean, I'm not sure how hard that is to just make your hand and the gun track where your controller is moving. Probably not that hard. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, optimized. This game was definitely not optimized for VR at all. It just kind of slapped a 3D camera and motion controls for the head and the hands onto it and said, here's a VR game. Skyrim's kind of the same way, except people still have, for some reason, hundreds of hours in both of them. Like, Skyrim VR is literally one of the most played VR games and one of the most sold VR games in Steam. And it's literally like this. It's just the whole Skyrim game with hand tracking and head tracking. Skyrim and Fallout never really interested me that much. Even after all these years, I never really played either one of them at all. Something about these open world games that don't have like a very concentrated story. Like, I can't keep myself focused on it long enough to play it because I just end up wandering around and accomplishing absolutely nothing. And then it's just boring, so I'm wandering out lost in the woods, not knowing what the heck I'm supposed to be doing or where I'm supposed to be going. Kill that dude behind you. What are you doing? Got him. Didn't stand a chance. Somebody left. Get him, dog, get him. Or her. My arms are broken while you're dead, so now it doesn't matter.
On the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside.
Yeah.
Raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please.
Well, that's the thing. Like, No Man's Sky did it too, and they were an independent studio. They didn't have nearly as many resources as Bethesda did. They made a game without VR in mind and added VR to it, and it's like way more immersive than this game is. So there's really no excuse for it to be as bad of an experience as it is. Now, No Man's Sky also doesn't run that well either, but you can make it at least playable. Enjoyable enough. I figured we'd try it since I had it. And I never really played it before, so I was interested to see what it was like. It's definitely not nearly as deep as a game like No Man's Sky. It's kind of a game with a massive map that's just filled with go from point A to point B and accomplish a quest and then do it again and do it again and do it again. From my understanding of it anyway, I've never really, like I said, I've never played it, so I don't know if that's true, but that seems to be what it is. Where is it? Aim at them. Man, my aim is horrible. Even when I use the slowdown mode. Oh, I gotta recharge it. Recharge it! Oh, I shot him directly. Oh, there we go. Oh, he got evaporated. He's dust. Like, I could see if you're already a fan of Fallout and you have a VR system, this is probably awesome. Like, this is probably like your favorite game of all time.
Where'd that little bitch go?
Well, that's not very nice. I was hoping I could knock him over. That kind of worked. Not really. I think it's just my body bumping into him, actually. I like how this whole time my classic radio station's still playing. I heard someone screaming at me. Where are they?
I know you're here.
I know you're here too. I just don't see you. That's Mrs. Asshole to you. As far as looting, though, like, this is definitely the best VR game I played for loot. That's one of the things that's been lacking in all the VR games I've played. Is like, none of them are really good loot games. I'm a big loot gamer. I like games where you can just wander around and loot stuff all the time and not know what you're gonna get. Especially the ones that are randomly generated. Like games that have random loot, like Diablo 3 and stuff like that. I like those games. Because then you never know, like you could play in like just by luck, get like the best item that anybody's ever had. And you can just be like, ha, bragging rights, and then go post it on the Reddit or something. Be like, look what I got when I played last night, and you guys don't have it. Half-Life is alright with the looting. There's just not enough different things to loot, it's just resin constantly. I like being able to have like armor and like weapons and stuff to swap out. Like Skyrim technically would be my perfect VR game if it was made more like a No Man's Sky or something like that. But the gameplay in Skyrim VR runs about 100 times better than Fallout does. It runs way better. And because of that, it's just more enjoyable in general to play it. But the gameplay just isn't as exciting as any other VR games, really. It's pretty much this, except the melee is 100 times worse, because in Skyrim, like, there's no sense of, like... I guess the biggest thing is there's no contact, like, there's no collision. So in this game, when you melee something with the baton that I had earlier, when you hit them, the baton stops and gives you force feedback. So it kind of gives you, like, just then, like, force feedbacks the controller and stops. In Skyrim, there's no force feedback, and it just goes right through their body. So it's like, you can literally stand there with your melee weapon or your sword in Skyrim and just wiggle it, and it will just constantly kill things. Now, I have been looking at a game called Asgard's Wrath that came out that a lot of people are kind of hailing as being like a Skyrim done right for VR. It is a good post-apocalyptic soundtrack, especially with the Civil War anthem playing over it, whatever that song is. I can't remember what it's called.
Come on, man. They ain't going nowhere. We got other shit to deal with. Hear that? Get some, motherfucker.
You get some, motherfucker. I'm right here. You got him. And they got language in this game. Asgard's Wrath. Yeah, it looks pretty fun. My hesitation to buying it is I don't know how deep the gameplay is or how many different things it has to it, because it literally looks like it's just combat constantly and that's it. And that just evolves into kill everything on screen until you get to the end of the game. And I like my games to have a little bit more deep content in it than that. But I haven't watched enough videos of it yet, so I could be wrong. I've been looking at it with the idea of possibly buying it and trying it on stream, so we'll find out. The other one I've been looking at is Walking Dead, which a lot of people have requested I play and a lot of people have said is really fun. But I still need to watch some more videos on that one too to see what kind of content it has, because I do know that one has loot and that one has crafting and survival, kind of like Subnautica and No Man's Sky. I have heard by far Asgard's Wrath is the best looking VR game out yet, but it also takes like 150 gigs of space on your hard drive.
Timing's impeccable. Preston Garvey.
That's me, impeccable.
Minutemen? So now I'm traveling backward in time.
Protect the people at a minute's notice. That was the idea. Maybe. So I joined up, wanted to make a difference. Nope. And I did, but
Can I have your gun?
Things fell apart. Now it looks like I'm the last Minuteman left standing.
Who are these people?
Just folks looking for a new home, a fresh start. I've been with them since Quincy. Lexington looked good for a while, but the ghouls drove us out of there.
Are you handing me your gun? No?
A month ago, there were 20 of us.
I like your walkie-talkie.
Yesterday, there were 8.
Fancy.
Now we're 5. It's just me, the Longs, Marcy and June. That's old Mama Murphy on the couch. And this here is Sturgis.
Hey.
Sorry.
Couldn't handle it
Sounds
because it was
really
just
rough.
too intense.
Thanks. It's good to meet someone who really cares.
That's me.
Anyway, we figured Concord would be a safe place to settle. Those raiders proved us wrong. But
maybe?
Well, we do have one idea.
Nope.
Will it be enough to stop those maniacs?
Sturgis?
Ah, those maniacs.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof. Old school. Pre-war.
It's
You
got
might
like
have
a
seen
Star
it.
Trek visor.
Well, looks like one of its passengers left behind a seriously sweet goodie. We're talking a full suit of Cherry T-45 power armor. Military issue.
I don't know what that means.
What makes that power armor so special?
A West-Tech internalized servo system, that's what.
The detail on the
Inside that baby, super is the new
characters
norm.
is pretty decent.
You'll be stronger, tougher, resistant to rads, and
I like his pompadour.
get the suit. You can rip the minigun right off the vertibird. Do that, and those raiders get an express ticket to hell. You dig?
Oh, I dig.
Huh. Could work.
It'll work, provided we can reactivate the
And his
suit.
mutton chops he's
It's
got
totally
going on.
out of juice. Probably has been for 100 years. It can be powered up again. But
Take, how long were you able to play into the game?
So what's the solution?
What you'll need is an old
But we can't get to the damn thing. It's down in the basement.
Oops, I accidentally skipped
Locked
it.
behind a security gate.
My bad.
Look, I fix stuff. I tinker. Bypassing security ain't exactly my forte. You could give it a shot.
Can't be too hard. I'll
Oh,
see
you
what I
didn't
can
play
do.
it at all?
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around.
But the head crabs
Once you
in
drop the
Half-Life
points of
Alyx
the
didn't
power
bother you,
armor
did they?
and grab that minigun, those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight. Good luck.
Thanks, bud. Oh, sorry. Hey, do I already have your gun? Apparently I have your gun. Never mind. You can keep it. My gift to you. You get to keep your own gun. How about that? Don't say I never gave you anything.
Perfect.
He's cute. Boop. I got a bobblehead.
And it's angry.
You're angry. Maybe I'm angry. Ever think of that? Better watch yourself. Is there fall damage in this? Nope. Easy. Oh, I can't do that. Wait, where's this thing at? Under me?
Won't be able to pick this.
I think I might have jumped down to the wrong spot. What is that? Bobby pins? Woo! Now I got 6 lockpicks. I'm a force to be reckoned with. Run! Run! Oh, I was supposed to jump down this way. Gotcha. 2 if by sea. I get it. Yeah, it's the same lockpicking system every RPG uses. I don't even remember what game started doing this, but like ever since then, every single RPG game that has lockpicking uses the exact same way to do it.
Nice.
Boom, I got it! The Walking Dead I don't even feel like is a horror game, honestly. Like, I've watched some videos of people playing it, and it just looks more like it's an action game. Like, there's nothing scary about it, other than just the intensity of having multiple enemies coming at you at once. Like, there's no jump scares or anything like that, as far as I've seen. I could be wrong. I do want a horror game to come out to the PC, though. Like, when I had my PlayStation 4, I had Resident Evil 4 in VR, and that was so scary. Even Five Nights at Freddy wasn't as scary as Resident Evil was. Well, had more jump scares than Resident Evil did. Resident Evil just had a lot more of a foreboding, intense feeling all the time than Five Nights at Freddy's did. Which way am I going? I'm lost. All the way back around again. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I think that's all... The Walking Dead takes place in like a horror... I wouldn't even say a horror. Like... It's just zombie. It's not necessarily scary. Unless you're particularly scared of zombies. But I've watched videos and it's just intense. Like, because you can have like dozens of zombies attacking you at once. But as far as the actual setting and everything, it doesn't look particularly like it was made to be scary. Whereas like The Exorcist, if you watch that VR game, like that game is made to be freaking scary. Doesn't look like a good game, which is why I never bought it or played it, but just the environments, the way the game is made, it looks pretty scary. Dark atmosphere and realistic zombies. I don't know why I'm looting. I don't know if I'm even going to come back and play this again. I just picked up another video over audio disc. Yeah, I see it, dog. Give me a second. I'm looking at stuff.
Personal log. United States Army Staff Sergeant Michael Daly. This past Saturday, October 23rd, while en route to West Stockbridge, a vertibird crashed into the roof of this museum. The cause?
I see it.
EMP following nuclear detonation. Several, in fact.
That is definitely a vertibird.
From the intel I've gathered, this was a global event. The co-pilot was killed on impact. Pilot died of his injuries a day later. Day after that, Flaherty and Canoa were shot by some scared...
Oh, it didn't change my arms to be like giant mech arms.
Took off running. Haven't seen him since. Now, it's my turn to go AWOL, if that concept even applies anymore. My armor's fusion core is burned out, so I guess
it doesn't even make any loud stomping noises. What the heck?
I'm heading to Boston, on foot.
Did you see take... speaking of that.
Boylston Street. This is Mike Daly, signing out.
Guess I was probably supposed to listen to that to know what street to find him. Apparently in the last update that came out for No Man's Sky, they added mech suits to the VR version. So after you grind and grind and grind and grind for like 30 hours in the game, you can get a mech suit. Oh, you're so dead.
Why don't you get down here? Show me that fancy gun up close.
Will do.
Not a lot of people can get past my boy.
Oh, that made a big boom. That was pretty cool. For a mech suit, I feel like the walking is very quick and very smooth. Like, I expect it to be like... I guess I could do that. Make it more immersive. Dive. Die. Enemy in sight. What the heck? Ah! First boss fight, I'm guessing? Kill those guys. Yeah, don't come after me. I didn't do anything to you. They did add mech suits to No Man's Sky. That's what I was just mentioning. But from what I've read, it's like one of the last things you can craft in the game, so it takes like a ridiculous amount of looting and, well, not looting, but mining, grinding for resources. Oh, I thought I was out of ammo. I was like, what the heck? How am I supposed to kill a giant beast without ammo? Wait a second, wait a second. Leave my dog alone! Man, he was no match for me. Easy game. Can I take your head? No. Yeah, I enjoy playing No Man's Sky, and I haven't even played the regular version of it. I've only played it in VR. I've heard the regular version looks really good and runs really well. But the only downside I have in that game, in my opinion, is just by the nature of what the game is. I feel like 90% of the time you play, you're going to be, oh my goodness, you're going to be grinding and mining for things. Like, probably only 10% of the time you spend in the game will actually be spent like accomplishing anything or doing quests. The rest of it will just be sitting there mining. Which there's a place for those kinds of games, I guess, because a lot of those games get a lot of fans. But I'm not that much of a fan of those kinds of games. I don't know what the heck that message just said. Now we must fit ourselves in this teeny tiny door.
Take it easy, Mama. You okay?
I'm fine, Preston. Quit fussing.
Don't everybody act surprised, I'm in a giant mech suit. They don't care.
That was a pretty amazing display.
I'm super
just glad
tall
you were
now.
on our side.
Hello, little ants. Hello. I'm on my side.
I'm on my own side, Garvey.
Yeah.
That's a shame. You can never have too many friends in the Commonwealth. Listen, when we first met, you asked about the Minutemen. One thing you should know about us.
Don't everybody
we
be
help out our
fans all
friends.
at once.
So here, for everything you've done.
Oh, thank you. Fusion selling bottle caps. Ooh.
I didn't do it for the money.
Hey,
Just don't give it back,
sorry.
though.
I'm used to everyone being in it only for themselves. You know? You
Yep.
remind me of my friends. The other Minutemen. The ones who gave their lives for something bigger than themselves. You should come with us to Sanctuary. We could
I'll
use the
think
help.
about it. I'll think about it. Can you just say no and then not do it? What happens? What does the game do?
I got my own problems.
Yeah.
Well, that much is true. 'Cause I seen your destiny.
How do you see anything? Your
I
eyes are rolled on the
know
back of your head.
your pain.
Creepy. I'm just gonna play this like an asshole.
Don't give me that destiny crap.
I just saw you go toe-to-toe with a 20-foot tall irradiated lizard. You telling me you can't keep an open mind after that?
So what?
It's all right, Preston. Not everyone understands the sight. But I don't need you to believe. I just need you to listen. You're a woman out of time, out of hope. But all is not lost. I can feel your son's energy. He's alive.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You're trying to play me for a fool.
Oh, no, kid, no. The sight's sometimes foggy, but it ain't.
What do you think of
ever
this,
a
Elvis?
liar. Your son's out there. And even I don't need the sight to tell you where you should start looking. The great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Diamond City. The biggest settlement around.
The Wizard of Oz.
You've told me nothing. It's all just guesswork.
Look,
Yeah, I was just thinking, since we kind of ruined our good guy playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance, might as well just be a bad guy and everything now.
the sight will paint a clearer picture.
No. Mama Murphy, we talked about this.
She's
That
your mama?
junk, it's gonna kill you.
But shush, Preston, we're all gonna die eventually. We're gonna need the sight. And our new friend here, she's gonna need it too. Now let's get going. Sanctuary awaits.
What that kind of voice did they get for
Thanks
that
to our
character?
friend
That's a
here,
weird voice.
It's safe to move out. We're heading for that place Mama Murphy knows about. Sanctuary. It's
I
not
like
far.
Papa Murphy's.
Knows about it? You mean she had one of her visions while she was stoned out of her
Right,
gourd?
Pop?
And now you want us
Papa
to just
Murphy's
head out
is
on another
good.
wild goose chase based on no better plan than Mama Murphy's thought?
Yeah.
Hold on. Everybody just take it easy.
I knew Elvis had an
We're all in
opinion.
this together, right? So Marcy, you got a better idea of what we should do
It's
next?
too late for you.
Anybody?
Not that bad.
Well then, Sanctuary it is. Let's just hope it lives up to its name.
Beep,
Come on, June, it's time to go.
Oh, okay.
I'm still kind of bummed that I ruined my good guy playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance, but now we're too far gone. We're like 4 hours into that thing. I'm not restarting. If there's one thing I hate to do in games, it's replay parts I've already done. Once I get too far gone, if I have to restart the game because it like glitches out or anything, at that point I'll just never play it again. I'll just give up. You barked like you found something, but there's absolutely nothing there. You worthless dog, you. No wonder someone abandoned you.
Still can't believe you took that thing out.
First time I've seen one of these things up close. I'm very glad it's already dead.
Just to make sure. Itchy head. Dog, what are you doing? You're wandering off doing all kinds of random stuff. Yippee! Hold it right there, I have the high ground. Give me your stuff. What did I do in that game to ruin my pacifist playthrough? I may or may not have murdered a bunch of people that were looting dead bodies. Which, considering how difficult the battling is in that game, I'm kind of surprised I killed anybody, to be honest. And then, after I murdered a bunch of people who were looting dead bodies, I proceeded to loot the dead bodies, and then I picked up a quest line to go dig up a dead body and loot his dead body. But justice was definitely served. It gets worse, though. I dug up the dead body, went to go loot it. The loot was missing because somebody else already looted it off of the dead body, so then I went and looted it off of his body.
No offense if you're from here or something.
But you shouldn't loot dead bodies, and that's the lesson I had to teach them, so that's why they died. My situation was different than theirs. I had to do it to beat the mission. They just did it for personal gain.
Just stay with me. It'll be fine.
This gun's awesome. Can I just keep this for the whole game? Like, I'm unstoppable. Look at those mosquitoes. Circle of life. Ah, such is the circle of life. Like this guy, if I see him loot a dead body, he's done.
I hate those things.
Yeah, but you don't hate him as much as you hate this. Just kidding, just kidding. Man, this classic music is really kicking. It's kicking off. I just sit here and orchestrate to everybody in the middle of the city.
I just found my new vacation home.
Your idea of heaven, eh, Sturgis? Could be some good salvage in there. Let's get to Sanctuary first, though. I think we're close.
You're not the king of us. Who made you boss? I want to siphon some of this $113 gallon gas. I'll make a huge profit on it, on the black market. The Red Rocket. I'll come back for you, Red Rocket. We will be going back to Kingdom Come eventually, but I felt like I had a drought for VR games for a while, so I'm trying to play a lot of VR games now to find a new one to play, since I've beaten all the ones I have now. Or at least all the ones I've tried and wanted to play. Man, who knew that they had such rockin' tunes back in the 50s and 40s? I hear you, what you find? Oh! My weakness, getting close to me. I can't see you underneath my giant head. Where's everybody else? I lost them. Oh, they're just walking super slow. You slow sons of guns. I don't even know where we're supposed to be going. pom. Pom pom. This is my old house. Let's take him on a tour, dog. This is where I used to live, with my husband and my robot and my baby. I'm the only one left, as you can see. I think this is literally my house, wasn't it? This is where Codsworth was. Codsworth, I'm back. This wasn't... Yes, it was my house. There's Sean's crib. And the big F for fail. Codsworth's gone. What the heck? He said he was going to stay behind and protect the house, that liar. He abandoned ship. Ah, never fails. My head is itchy right behind the band of the headset. I'll take a pocket watch, why not? Take, have you seen any other, I was actually looking at Astroneer today too, because it's on sale for like 15 bucks. It looks kind of like a No Man's Sky, but more cartoony. And I know you've mentioned that you like it. Yes, you stay right there. What? Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. What the heck? When you press down to move the menu down, it makes your character crouch at the same time. That's funny. Astroneer is one of my favorite games of all time. What do you do in it? Is it just like another crafting and terrain manipulation game like No Man's Sky and
Glad you
Minecraft?
decided to come with us. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along. Pretty nice place she's found for us. I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to call home.
I didn't decide to come to you. You came to me.
I don't know. It's strange being back here.
What do you mean? You used to live here or something?
What do you think I'm saying?
Well, that you're from before the war.
Science.
The Great War. Like one of those old ghouls you sometimes run into. Is that true?
Yeah, sort of. I was born
Just
over
yawn.
200 years ago, but I was frozen or something for most of it. Just woke up a little while ago.
I know how highly believable that story
Like
is
one
too.
of those old pre-war ghouls. You say you were frozen. Anybody else make it out with you?
Nope.
Maybe. I woke up at one point. Some people killed my husband and kidnapped my son.
Boy.
I'm trying to find him.
Damn. I'm sorry.
They took my
hope you find
child.
Let me know if there's any way I can help. Anyway, I am glad you're here.
Me too.
And
I
I hope
guess.
you don't mind, but I've got another favor to ask.
Oh
I've
my
had
gosh,
word
this
from
guy.
a settlement asking for help. There's still hope in there are Minutemen out there somewhere. The only chance to start rebuilding the Minutemen is to show people that they can count on us when they need us. Trouble is, I've got my hands full here. Do you think you could go help out with the settlement?
Oh, good. I was hoping for a chance to rescue some more helpless villagers.
It's not that people are helpless. They just need someone to give them a helping hand sometimes. That's what the Minutemen are supposed to be all about. By the way, if you want to help out around here at all, talk to Sturgis. I'm sure he'd be glad for all the help he can get.
Okay. In the game you have a terrain tool that can manipulate any terrain around you. You explore and collect resources in 7 randomly generated planets. Build amazing bases by putting different modules on platforms that you can connect in any way you like. So it's kind of like No Man's Sky, but instead of there being billions of planets, it's just 7. Which I actually like that idea better, because I like the idea of being able to like see all of every planet in the game. Whereas in No Man's Sky, I'll probably see like 5 throughout the entire time I'm playing the game. Sturgis, my man.
You willing to do some work?
No.
I can't help right now.
It's a free country. Let me know if you change your mind.
Just kidding. What do you
Do
want?
some work?
I love work. I could sit and watch it all day.
Well, for starters, we could use some real beds. We've been sleeping on the ground for too long.
Make some beds then.
Why do you need my help to build beds?
Look, we got a lot on our plate, and we've been on the run for weeks. We need food, water,
That's pretty
shelter, you name it. Well, you asked how you could help. I told you. Did you mean it or not?
So is it like a big story mode where it's like they tell you what resources they need to like repopulate the planet or something?
Do I look like a carpenter to you?
I don't know what you look like. You said you were willing to help. Making beds is what we need help with.
I'd be glad to help.
Okay, good deal. Just make sure we can sleep with a roof over our heads. Some of these old houses still look solid enough to do the trick. There's a workbench over there you can use. Give me a holler if you need anything.
Okay. Thank you, Sturgis. You're my best friend. The hip hip. See, that's the problem I have with those games. No offense to people who like them, because I know tons of people like games like that, but I just can't play open-ended games. Like, I need a very strict linear story, so I feel like I'm making progress towards an objective. If a game is just open-ended and it gives me the ability to do whatever I want at any time, I lose interest more with the more open the game is. Like, I need a focused linear story that I'm making progress towards something. Without that, I'm like, whoop, I don't like this. But in order to get to the end goal of that game, is it essentially just grinding resources constantly? Or are there actually quests and stuff that you do?
You're tied to this place, kid.
Get out of here. I didn't talk to you. Don't talk to me.
You ought to be careful.
Mama Murphy.
Fix most things. But people don't fix so easy.
Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Building beds. Okay, I'll figure it out. A bed. A bed. Wait, I can't move while I'm building beds? What that kind of messed up system is that? See, in the process of trying to play all these different games I've been trying to play to see if any catch my interest, I think I've learned a very valuable lesson about myself, which is I think the only game that really holds my interest is shooters. Like, I try to play these big, long RPG games because on paper, that sounds like a great idea to play a game that I can just play for hundreds and hundreds of hours and never run out of content to do. But then when I actually come in and play them, I'm like, this is really boring. Like, I can't picture myself doing this for longer than an hour at a time. Let alone people who play them for hundreds of hours. Looks like a perfect place for a bed. Yep, that is not going to get in the way of anything. Just crawl right over whoever's sleeping to use the bathroom, crawl over whoever's sleeping to use the tub. It's perfect. Well, let's see. I've played No Man's Sky. I've played Minecraft. I've played a couple games that sound similar to what Astroneer is. It's one of the downsides to not having demos to games anymore. Like back in the day, they used to make demos for every game that ever came out. Nowadays they don't. So in order to try a game and see if you're interested in playing it, you have to spend $60 on it first. And if you're not interested in it, it's just like, oh, sorry, we thought you'd like it. Oh, more resources required. We're running out of beds. Someone just scream someplace? Oh, my dog. He's telling me something. What? What'd you find? What are you looking at? You're crazy, dude. I don't know what I'm supposed to be finding anytime you do this, but nothing's ever over here. Is it behind the wall? A mirror. Oh, we found bobby pins. Good job, dog. Even though I have no idea how you find those through a metal wall, but okay. Oh, auto-saving, okay. Yeah, I might check out some videos of it. It just doesn't seem like it's necessarily my kind of game. But like I said, it's on sale for like 15 bucks right now, so I was looking into it to see what it was about. I'm actually coming into a kind of a renaissance of understanding about my own game habits, and I've come to the realization that I don't really know what kind of games I like playing, because all of these games I've been trying lately thinking they sound awesome, I try them and then I'm like, oh, nope, I could never play this game for very long, it bores the hell out of me. This game I could see myself playing and having fun with for a few hours, but then I realize it's just more of the same stuff over and over again and I get tired of it. But it was worth trying out since I owned it. Figured I'd try it out in VR, see how it goes. I think my thing about VR games is like anything is enjoyable to play in VR because the immersion you get of being in a big, massive 3D world is way more immersive than playing a game like this on a TV screen. If I was playing this on a TV screen, I probably would have already gotten bored enough to be like, yeah, that's it, we're done. But just because it's all 3D and I can feel like I'm actually in this massive wooded area in an old post-apocalyptic town, makes it really interesting. So even the worst VR games I've played, I still enjoy playing them because I'm like, man, this is cool to look up and see real, well, not real, but three-dimensional trees. Everything's at scale, so you get to see how big the enemies are supposed to be. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's the thing is, to an extent, like all VR games are immersive because they're all like three-dimensional. You have a big world that you exist in that you're interacting with to some level. Even this one not being that immersive, like all I can really do is move my head and move my hand, but it's still keeping my attention long enough for me to play it, for the stream anyway. Problem I have with most of these open world, open sandbox, do whatever you want kind of games, because obviously this one has a story mode, but you're not restricted to it, you can just wander off and do whatever you want for hundreds of hours, is like, the games typically spend too long getting to the core content of the game where I'm actually interested in the gameplay. They take way too long telling you, hey, go explore for 300 hours before we actually tell you what, like, exciting crafting and stuff you can do in this game. And then by the time I get to that point in any of these kinds of games on a TV, like, I'm bored. I'm like, I'm not playing this anymore. But VR games, because of the immersion of just being in a big 3D world and being interested to see what kind of new environments you can see in 3 dimensions and be a part of, like, I'll play through pretty much anything for a few hours.
Looking to earn some caps? I could use a hand here.
I'm always just looking to earn money. What are you talking about?
I could probably help. For a few caps extra.
Just had to push, didn't you? 50
Oops.
caps.
He doesn't
Take
like
it or
me.
leave it.
What do you need help with?
The pump isn't in top shape, but it should at least start. There must be some leaky connections flooding me out. Think you could fix them? The leaks will be underwater. Look for bubbles,
Sure.
and you should find them.
I was even telling somebody the other day that, like, when VR first came out and they were saying you could play your regular computer games in VR on a big movie screen, like, nobody uses that feature, or at least I know a few people who do, but I don't. But if they made it so that TV screen you play your regular games on made it 3D, like, I'd play games in this thing all the time. Just like 3 dimensions inside a game is still new enough to me that, like, the wow factor of just being in a 3D game or seeing a 3D game hasn't worn off on me yet, so I would pretty much play any game that's 3D like this for at least a few hours. Like, let's say Diablo 3, like, not necessarily make a VR patch for it, but let's say they made it so if you played it in big screen mode in VR and the models were 3D popping out of the screen, like I would play that game all day, every day. Yeah, like a 3D TV essentially in VR. Yeah. Like if they did that, so every game that you buy, like every standard flat screen TV or flat screen game you own can be played in a big 3D TV in VR, I would be like, I would never stop playing video games. What am I doing here? Oh, I guess I can just walk. Walk. Yeah, but does it work with every game, or do you have to have like the certain games that were made like 5 years ago where they were all NVIDIA 3D capable and everything like that? Which never really took off, so like only like 30 games ever came out with that function. I gotta swim. Swim. Bubbles! This music actually is kind of appropriate. Yeah, back when, what the heck did I just do? Back when they had that ability with some games to like play, if you had the right VR graphics card and the right monitor, you can play in 3D. I bought a 3D monitor and I was like, man, they're gonna have so many cool games that come out with 3D capabilities. And like no games came out for it. I think I had like 2 games that I played. What the heck is going on here? 3D TVs just never took off, and then they just flopped horribly. So people stopped making content for it. And that's honestly a feeling I can't help but... I can't seem to shake about VR, as I have a feeling it's just going to end up being the same. Because as much as I love it, not enough people have tried it, not enough people buy it to make it a long-term financial pursuit for video game companies yet. Yeah. I've been really hoping since I first tried VR like 2.5, 3 years ago that it would take off and it would be like the next big thing, but it just hasn't taken off at all. And I think Valve was hoping Half-Life Alyx would help that, but from what I've been reading, that wasn't necessarily the case.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've collected an issue of Taboo Tattoos. Ooh, a new facial tattoo. Just what I've always wanted. I always wanted one of those Tyson tattoos, like right here on the side of my face. I'm hopeful that it will still take off, but it's gotten to the point where there's so few and far between release games that come out. Like, as far as big, full-length AAA games, like there's only 2 a year. And like beyond that, it's like, well...
What if I redirect the flow through here? That's a ticket. You do the honors. Hit that switch on the end of the pump.
Will do. Like the next big VR game that's coming out is Medal of Honor, and nobody even knows when it's coming out. They haven't announced a release date, they've just announced that they're working on it. I don't know, that's actually the exact opposite of what I feel I hear online and on the forums and stuff, is most people that don't have VR headsets, or even some people who have tried them, are like, it's just a fad, it's not even that exciting. They're like, I'd rather just play on my couch on my TV when I'm comfortable and I can use a controller or a keyboard and mouse. Man, I destroyed those things. Was that supposed to be hard?
Ah, there it is.
Talk to me, give me my money.
Hi.
Meyer Rose. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that started up. Anyway, I still got some tinkering to do on this thing. Shouldn't be too hard now, though. Thanks for pitching in. Here's a little something before you go.
Oh, there we go, now I got my money. Because Microsoft was actually, when they first brought out the Xbox One X, they were talking, when they were first making it in production and everything, they were talking about making a VR headset for it. And they straight up came out after the One X came out, and they were like, yeah, we lost interest in that. We were like, we don't think it's really feasible to maintain financially. because we won't make enough products or game sales off of it to make it financially worth our time. And so far, nobody's really proven them wrong necessarily. PlayStation VR actually is the highest selling headset out of all of them. And it has the least amount of content out of all of them, so get that. I don't know how that works.
That's it.
Guess it's just the cost of entry, because most people don't have massive gaming computers to run VR headsets on. I don't have time for that. Yeah, supposedly the indexes were too for a while. PlayStation VR, from what I understand from an article I read recently, still blows both of them out of the water by a long shot. Which is funny because technically PlayStation has less games, but from what I've played when I had mine and from what I understand from review scores and everything in critical reviews, the games they have are just really high quality games. Like, they're not necessarily the tech demos that you get in a Rift game where you play it and you're like, oh, this is kind of a cool concept, and you pay $30 for it and it ends in like an hour and a half. And you're like, well, that was not worth $30. To this day, probably one of my favorite VR games I've played was, can't remember what it's called, but it was a PlayStation VR exclusive, and it was a platformer about a little robot. And you had to go through each level saving all of his little robot friends. Heal me, please. And then get a gun, because I'm out of ammo. Easy. Cost is definitely a big factor. Oh god. What the hell's attacking me? Did you just attack me, you little crap? You're not even my dog. Better behave. Even the Tiger King shot a tiger or two, I'm just saying. Well, that's the thing, though, is like, is it really that important? Like, it is cool, and for video games specifically, it's an immersive experience you can't get from playing a regular game, but in the long run, you're still just playing a video game. And I think a lot of people, like, for me, the immersion of being in a 3D world has lasted 2.5 years. It still has the same effect on me when I play a new game that I haven't played yet, where I'm like, oh man, that's so awesome, like, look at that, it's huge. Whereas a lot of people on forums and stuff will be like, yeah, I bought the VR headset and I had that for like the first 3 games I played, and then it just wore off. And it just became a chore to put the headset on and get it all working, so now I'd just rather play on the couch again. And that's like probably, I'd say, a good 25 to 30% of VR owners have that opinion, where they're like, yeah, it was cool at first, but then it got really old because I had to strap this thing to my head and tangle up wires and trip over wires and deal with cameras. And honestly, I'd just rather sit on the couch and have a nice relaxing evening playing a game. And I don't blame them. I can understand that viewpoint. Especially people with like families. Like, I don't have anybody who lives with me, so I don't have any reason to like socialize with the people in my house. Whereas people that have families are probably like, I can't just dedicate 3 hours of my day to strap a headset to my head and ignore my family.
Minutemen for help? You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed.
Well, maybe you should ask questions.
One of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come.
Slap some sense into you.
People don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
It's a shame because I don't know that many people who haven't tried VR would try it now. Yeah, it's been out long enough now. It's been out for like 3 years, and I think most people who would want to have tried it have done so by now. But the one thing is, with the Quest being wireless and portable, it opens up a lot of possibilities to show it to people that you didn't really have before with these headsets that are connected to a computer all the time. In order to show it to people, you'd have to have people come over to your house. Whereas with the Quest, It's the first truly portable system where you can put it in a little bag and bring it to a friend's house and be like, hey man, check this out. So if you know somebody who is interested in it when you talk about it, you can be like, well, you can try it, and if you like it, go buy one.
I didn't expect to get lectured by the people I came to help.
Sorry, I didn't mean
give offense.
to give a lecture.
I'm glad you're here, no mistake. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble.
Speaking of the microphone.
Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up.
Mm-hmm.
We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
Interesting, interesting. So, why do you think they hate you so much?
I'll kick their asses for you. No problem.
Thanks, friend. If you
Mhm.
folks are for real this time, it'll be a welcome change for the better.
Well, it was nice. Thanks for taking this interview with me. And we will be back with you next time. Virtual reality interviews. Yeah, definitely not at this time. No, I don't think people will be dishing out $400 or $500 at a time to get VR systems currently. Although I do know some people who may have done that recently. Really, where the interest has to lie is more in the game companies than the users, because yeah, you give a gamer a new cool toy to play with, the gamer's gonna buy it. It doesn't matter what it is, what the cost is behind it. So a story, back in the day, with the Xbox 360, there was a game I really, really badly wanted, and there was really no reason why I wanted it. It wasn't even the type of game I wanted to play, or would typically play. But it was a game, I think it was called Metal Wolf. And it was a mech warrior game, like a mech suit game where you get in a mech suit and play online against other people and shoot them down. But the game cost like $250 because it came with this big plastic cockpit that you wrapped around your body when you were sitting on the couch, and it had like 30 buttons and joysticks all over it. People bought the crap out of that game. It sold out everywhere, and it's just because it's a new toy. It's a new toy that gamers can play, because that's what gamers like. They like new contraptions and toys to play their games on. So I don't think VR has a problem with not having a... These guys are named. I feel like I probably shouldn't be killing them on sight, but whatever. I don't think VR necessarily has a problem of finding a fan base, because gamers will want to play with new technology. It's more of the companies that make games finding the financial feasibility to put the time and the money into producing a game. Because Half-Life Alyx, I was reading the other day, actually had a budget of like $50 million. And there's not a whole lot of gaming companies that will be willing to put $50 million into making a big production that might only sell to 100,000 people, 200,000 people. My brother-in-law talked about purchasing a system to help support the economy. I plan on purchasing a Switch to help support the economy. It's my duty as an American citizen to spend money to help the economy. Because it's honestly the only game system out right now that I have any interest in whatsoever. There has to be a reason that all the headsets are struggling to stay in stock. Yeah, I've actually been kind of trying to figure that out myself, because yeah, Half-Life Alyx is appealing, but I don't know that there are enough other, and this is kind of hypocritical because obviously I spent the money on a computer and a VR headset to play VR games. But I don't honestly know that there's that many exciting prospective games available to make it worth spending $1,000 to play VR games right now. Like, I got in early because I was super excited about it with the hope that they'd crank games out all the time, but since then I've been kind of disappointed because there really honestly haven't been that many really great games in VR yet. But since I already have it, I figure I'll stick with it and ride this train to wherever it's going. Yeah, Valve definitely has made one of the better games I've played in VR. Definitely one of the top 3 for sure. But now the question is whether other game companies will follow suit and do the same thing, or if it will just be on Valve's shoulders to just keep making games. And it's still like a learning experience because that was technically Valve's first VR game. But as much as I love the game, there are still a lot of things they could have done a lot better with the immersion side of it. Like the fact that you had to open a menu to change your weapons just seemed pointless to me. Like I'm in VR, just let me put weapons on my belt and like grab them. There's no reason I should have to open a menu. Menus should be like gone completely when you're talking about playing games in VR. Would you die? Goodness, I almost died. Really? I hate menus. Like, anything that pops in front of my face while I'm playing a VR game. That's why I really loved the idea they did in Half-Life Alyx with having all of your health and everything on the back of your hand instead of having the HUD like you guys see when you're watching the stream. Because if that HUD was on the screen all the time, it would definitely be an immersion breaker. Like in this game, for instance, like this compass that's here, I don't know why they wouldn't have just put it here. So that way, when I don't need it, it's not on my screen, and then when I want to go check where I'm supposed to be heading, I can go, oh, well, let me look at my map. Oh, okay, that's where I'm supposed to be heading, then put it away. But then again, this game wasn't made for VR, so I understand. Yeah, see, Boneworks kinda did it right, but their game was, their I don't want to say too many bad things about Boneworks, because the game was really good. But the system they built the game around was super janky. So like, if you took Valve's quality of product and made a Boneworks like system with it, like being able to store your weapons in different spots of your body, like that would be the best of both worlds in my opinion. His Boneworks system was really good, but there were multiple times when I played Boneworks where I thought I put a gun on my shoulder, then I go to grab it later on in the game and it turns out I dropped it who knows how long ago. Yeah, if you're crouching, it's difficult to grab weapons. If you're crouching, it's almost impossible to reload weapons. They did not get everything right, but they're also an independent studio that has a lot less employees and a lot less funding to make a game, so for who they are, I thought they did an amazing job with that game. Am I even going anywhere near where I'm supposed to be? No, but we'll go kill these guys anyway. Oh, whoa, maybe we won't. Oh, God! No, we will not kill those guys anywhere. Anyway, turns out. That guy had like a mini nuke. Yeah, I lost a sniper rifle. I actually did lose it, and it was right before the reclamation bin where you can like save it outside of the game for like the sandbox mode. And that's when I realized I dropped it someplace earlier, is because I went to go take it off my shoulder to put it in the reclamation bin and it wasn't there. I was so mad, I had no idea where it was. The sniper rifles in that game are really cool though. They're like one of the only shooting games that actually has a working sniper scope. What the heck is going on? Oh, the ground didn't load in yet. So that's one of the complaints about this game, or was a complaint about this game. Apparently when they brought it to VR, the sniper scopes didn't work at all. And now they've at least upgraded it to a point where they kind of work, but when you open up the sniper scope or bring it up to your face, it blacks out the whole rest of the game, and what you see inside the scope is all 2D. Yeah, I don't know. My opinion is obviously opposite. Like, I just don't like the idea of having to open menus in VR. I hate it. Like Skyrim, that is one of the biggest complaints I have about that game. Like, the menu in this game is actually really well done because it's immersive. Like, this is all part of this in-game Pip-Boy. And when I move my hands right and left, it changes the menu, and when I move my hand up and down, it goes up and down on the list. So that makes sense. It's like an immersive menu that's part of the game. But when you play Skyrim and you open a menu, it's literally just a big flat box that blocks your entire screen. What the heck is that? Let's go look. What the heck is that? Oh, it's like a caravan? Ah, that's cool. Are you bad? My dog is not attacking you, so you must not be bad. Look at the udder! Ew, why would you detail that? Hello, two-headed cow. Nice to meet you. Can I buy stuff off of you, or is this just like a random event?
Make a move, and I'll end you, Wastelander.
Well, that's rude.
Don't eye the Brahmin if you got any sense. Time to earn my pay.
I'm stealing all your stuff. Thanks for being rude. Kill it, kill it, kill it, dog, kill it, get it.
Go check that out.
Thanks for being rude to give me an excuse to kill you and your Brahmin. Steal all your stuff. It's on the run. No. Old girl. Its name was Old Girl. Yeah, actually, I already thought of it out. You have literally the exact same amount of guns that you can hold at the same time in Boneworks. So you can put one of your main guns on one shoulder, the other main gun on the other shoulder, then your pistol right here on your belt, your grenades. If, that was another thing I didn't like about Half-Life Alyx, if you had the ability to carry more than 2 grenades at a time, you could put them on this side of your belt. You could put a Uzi or a minigun, like a mini machine gun right here on your chest, strapped to your chest. And then as long as they really fine-tuned their motion controls and the accuracy of where your control's going to grab something, there's no reason you even have to limit it there. You could have a gun down here on your ankle, you could have a gun down here on your other ankle, you could have 4 guns strapped across your stomach. Like, the limitation is literally just up to whoever designs it and how tightly they put the collision detection on an object. Because if you put a collision detection tight enough on a little item, like let's say this Pip-Boy had perfectly tight collision detection that just wrapped exactly around where the model of the item was, you could put like 5 of these things on a belt. And you could grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because in games like Onward and Pavlov, you can do exactly that. Like you have 2 different kinds of clips on your belt here, you have 2 different kinds of grenades on your chest here, 2 guns up here over your shoulders, a pistol here on your arm or your leg. And for the most part, the accuracy is pretty good. You can choose which grenade you want by just picking which side of your chest you have the grenade stuck to. It works really well. Ammo and resin would just work the same way they do now. Just grab behind your back, into your backpack, pull it out. There's always ways to do it. It's just, I don't know. I think playing games like Pavlov and Onward have shown me what options other developers have done with getting your weapons and stuff out, and it makes it way more immersive when you can just grab it off of your body like you would in real life, opposed to just sit here and open a menu. But they have their reasons for doing it. They essentially said that they just couldn't get it to work very well, putting it on the person's body, so they scrapped it and made a menu instead. And that's also why there's no melee combat in the game, as they said they couldn't get that to work very well either, so they scrapped that. Yeah, put a gun on your shoulder, like right here. Like I said, there's like a collision detection area, so if you have your controller here and it's got motion controls and it can sense where it's at, you can put a gun here on your shoulder, and then how Pavlov does it is there's a gun here on your shoulder, there's a gun here on a holster under your arm right here, that you can grab a gun here, there's another gun here under this holster under this arm that you can grab a gun here, but in Pavlov you still have a backpack, you can still reach behind your back and get stuff, you can reach on your belt and get a grenade, so it's really just how fine-tuned your motion controls and how accurate it is, because if it's not accurate, you could go to reach for the gun under your arm and accidentally pull the gun out from behind your shoulder. Or have a backpack that you can just take off. Take the backpack off like Township Tale, hang it up in front of yourself, unzip it, take whatever you want out of the backpack, put the backpack back on. So 100 different ways I've seen it done in VR. I don't mind that they have a menu. My personal preference would be it would have been a lot more immersive to just have it interactive on the body. I guess they call it IK presence. Immersive kinetics. Where you use the body as an actual object in the game instead of just a means of transporting your character. Go! Made it. What? There was one round over here after all that. What did you find this time, you dumb dog? Whee! Yeah, they said they didn't have any interest in keeping melee in because they kept trying to make it work. They tried it multiple different ways and they said it just never felt good. I would be interested to have somebody ask them what they thought of Boneworks' melee combat and see if they thought it made it any better than what they had going. But they said essentially the same thing I felt about Skyrim's melee, which is like there's no feedback, like there's no way to hit something and make it feel like you're hitting something. Because in this game, the gun should stop. Like I shouldn't be able to just flail my arms around anywhere and essentially not hit anything. And they said that they couldn't find a good even place in between flailing your arms everywhere and just having no hit detection and forcing hit detection that caused it so the immersion was broken. So they said they just scrapped the whole idea. They didn't want it. I just went in a big, huge circle. Which is interesting because I was looking at that Walking Dead game and I haven't played it myself yet, but that's the one thing everybody says about that game and gives it rave reviews about is they're like, this is the best melee combat I've ever used in a VR game. And it's very similar to what Boneworks does, but they must do something just right, tweaking the reaction of the controller or something just right to make it a lot more immersive than Boneworks'. Because Boneworks was alright with the melee, but there were a few weapons I just couldn't even understand how they were supposed to work, like the big two-handed ones. I couldn't figure out how you were really supposed to swing those properly to get the best damage, because it felt like I was either swinging them and they were just hitting and bouncing off of things and not doing any damage, or I was trying to swing it and it would just like flop over. And this is the main problem I have with a lot of these games, is you end up just wandering around forever. Not really accomplishing much. So it's a 100-hour game, but 50% of that is filler, where you're just walking from point A to point B. Oh, it's a drive-through. Let's play paintball. I'll capture the flag. Starlight Drive-In. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yeah, I tried to do melee in Alex just to see if you could force it to work with like the physics of the objects, but it doesn't do anything. I think I tried throwing an object at them and it just kind of like, I think one of the objects I threw at them didn't even hit them, it just went through their body. What the heck is going on under me? And the other object I threw at them just kind of like bounced off their head and did nothing. They didn't even respond or react to it. Ah! Something's blowing up. Oh, those are cool looking. The load times in this game are fast, surprisingly. Where did this start me over at? Oh man, all the way back here. I guess that's not too far. Probably only play this for a couple more minutes. Honestly, the only reason I've been playing as long as I have is because I'm liking the conversations. The gameplay, I think I've pretty much seen everything there is to see at this point. It will just be more of the same for 80 hours. Ready for you this time. Go get him, dog. Go down there.
Head over there.
Just don't set off any of those mines. Yep, see ya. You look scared. No, go. Go that way. Go that way.
Over here.
He does not want to. Yeah, I read about that too. I want a... Is that what blew up last time? Nope. What blew up last time? I have no idea. Gumdrops? Goody goody gumdrops. What the heck blew up last time I was here? Oh, I like that music. Anything goes. I completely forgot I've had the radio on the entire time. Just kind of got used to having the music in the background. Imagine not having the radio on the entire time you're playing this game. Just be wandering through the wilderness or the barren wasteland with absolute silence the entire time. That'd be boring. Yeah, I've seen a few people say that, like it determines whether the ammo actually populates according to how much ammo you have for the gun. So if you play the game just using your ammo constantly, you'll constantly pick up ammo. Whereas I saw one guy play through the game and he didn't use hardly any ammo. Ooh! Dead. Oh, I'm not dead, my arm's just crippled. That's funny. Whoa. Fix my broken arm. No, I'm good. Yeah, but I saw one guy who literally just played the whole game with his pistol, and for like the whole second half of the game, he never picked up any ammo for any other gun. Because he had max ammo, so the game just was coded to not produce the ammo for guns that you already had in abundance for. And at the beginning of the game... Ooh, I want a lab coat. I want to look like I'm an important person. Oh yeah, I wish I could see it. At the beginning of the game... Mutt fruit, what the heck is that? When Russell first gives you the ammo clip for your pistol, you can just keep using it forever and he'll just keep throwing you unlimited ammo. And he even makes a joke after like the 12th one where he says, well, you know, we don't have unlimited ammo up here, right? Then if you just keep using it and say, I'm out, he'll throw you another one. Because you have to have ammo at that part to get out because it has a locked gate and the only way to break the locks in the game is to shoot them. So if you just keep using all of your ammo in the gun, it just keeps throwing you more and more clips because you have to have one to get through the gate. And other people have tried to see if you can get to a point in the game where you can't get past a locked gate. And they've actually used all of the ammo in their gun at a locked gate, and it just randomly spawned like a clip in a room that they already looted. I tried an exploit where you can get unlimited ammo from him that I did the first time they patched it. They patched it out, because what I heard is they actually patched it to improve that exploit. Because people were having the game crash and run really horribly after they put like a bunch of ammo in a bin. And they actually patched it so that type of stuff runs better so you can do it. You should have run. Says the big man who's dead. These guys they don't even care. They must not have liked him much. Hello, man without a nose.
Yeah?
It's he who shall not be named.
Have it your way.
There, he looks much better now. These guys do not care about each other at all.
Yeah?
It's like, you just killed my friend. Oh well, he wasn't that good of a friend. How about you?
Yes?
You do not respond to somebody trying to talk to you with yes. That is improper. Now you have learned your lesson. Ooh, I want your squirrel bits. Yum yum. That's good eats. Just load a single bullet into the gun and fire it, and the game thinks you are out and gives you a new clip. Yeah, I've seen people talking about that exploit online, and you can do the same thing with not get them to spawn, but if you carry a trash basket like a waste bin around with you throughout the game, you can pick up every grenade that you find and put it in the waste bin, and by the time you get to the end of the game, you can have like 50 grenades. And people just carry the waste bin in one hand the entire game. How do you even load just a single bullet into it? Can you actually pick up a bullet and put it in the gun? Because I never tried that. The heck is this? Like a car detailer? Didn't do a very good job. Immersion braking. Oh god, I'm about to blow up. Well then, wasn't really expecting that. Can I blow up the gas tank too? There you have it. The scientific experiment has proven that cars will blow up if you shoot them, but motorcycles will not. Motorcycles are so much safer. He's feral. You're gonna get rabies. Let's try this. Oh yeah, direct hit. Got him. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess I could see why they would patch that. Oh, I was almost dead. Thanks, dog. You saved my life. That's creepy. Oh, I don't have any ammo. Oh god, I accidentally took a grenade out when I didn't mean to. I would think after a while the game would... Well, no, because it's not on your person if you put it in a waste bin. I was going to say after a while I would think the game would just stop loading ammo everywhere else in the game. But I guess if it's not actually in your ammo pouch, then it doesn't count as being inventory, and I just almost blew myself up again. Haha. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's a big oversight to make the grenade button the same button you use to reload your gun. Holy cow, he had a nuke grenade. That's pretty cool. Super Duper Mart. I want to shop at Super Duper Mart. Oh, I almost got him. Oh, I did get him. I just didn't kill him. I'm gonna die, chat. Tell my family I love them. Yeah. Well, I think that's about it for Fallout 4. Figured I'd try it out, see what it's like. If it ran better, I could see myself continuing to play this for at least a little bit, but I don't think it runs well enough to make it worthwhile. At least not on stream anyway. I might fool around with it off stream for a bit. What the heck is stopping me? Oh, a little cockroach was stopping me from walking out. Bubby's Fallout 4 rating. If I was going to play it, I would probably just play it on the TV instead of in VR. but it's just generally not my kind of game anyway. So I probably would not be. Look at that. That's psychedelic. What's going on there? Whoa. I don't know if that's showing up on your screen, but that's crazy looking on my screen. That's a good shot. See, these open world kind of games just aren't my kind of games. So for me personally, this would not be a game that I would pay full price for. Having played it now, and knowing what it is and what it's about, I would not pay full price for this. Maybe back when VR first came out, if I played this game, I would have been awesome. It would have been awesome, like it would have blown me away. But with the kinds of games that have been coming out for VR the last year, like this game, not great. The immersion factor just isn't there. But just being in this world in 3D is pretty cool. I mean, that alone is worth something. So if you're already a Fallout fan and you've played Fallout before and you have a VR headset, yeah, I could definitely see somebody loving this game and playing it for hours upon hours upon hours if they're already a Fallout fan and a fan of the Bethesda type games. Then I would definitely see it being a very worthwhile purchase and a very worthwhile play. But for me, not so much. I'm very picky, apparently, about my games. If it doesn't have specific gameplay elements and it doesn't have just the right balance of gameplay elements, I lose interest very quickly. This game, for me, is just way too much wandering. Like, there's too much time in between actual action. Spending a half hour at a time walking from point A to point B just isn't my cup of tea. I do like watching the gun animations and stuff like that, and like that's really the one appealing thing about Skyrim to me in VR is the loot, because every weapon you pick up looks different and has different details in it. And I like to play Skyrim and just pick up the weapons and like look at the details, because they do make very high detailed textures in these games. I have not played Gorn. Gorn is another game that does not appeal to me at all, because it seems like the gameplay loop is literally just standing there and waving your arm around constantly until everything dies. Personally, I don't feel like I am missing out on it. Oh, look at him. He was prepared. And it still got him. It's a sad... Hey, I'll take your bandana, though. In these times, we need them. Hey! Don't kill me in the middle of my outro. See, that's the thing, is like, for me, those kinds of games aren't fun. Like, I even tried watching somebody play it once, and I could only watch it for like a minute before I was like, this is pointless. Like, you're literally just waving your arm around and hitting something over and over and over again. Which I guess is appealing for some people, but for me, like, there's just a very specific subset of things I want in the game. And just repeatedly waving my arm around and hitting stuff is not it. Because that's what Skyrim VR tries to do, and it just doesn't work for me. I'm like, that is not exciting. Waving my arm around constantly and waggling at things to kill them is not my idea of a fun time. Need a little bit more depth involved in a game than that. But I'm also the type of guy who plays like military simulators where you actually have to pay attention to what ammo you're using in each gun, because it has to match up to the caliber correctly and stuff like that. So maybe I'm just weird. Oh look, all hell's broken loose over here. Do you think he's gonna make it? Let's watch and see if he makes it. Is he a bad guy? He's not a bad guy. Maybe I should save him. No, we don't interfere. Dog, we don't interfere. We are merely watchers in this world. Oh man, there's so many of them coming. Dog, you weren't supposed to interfere.
Yeah, stay gone.
Pistol whip the head off of it. Man, there are a lot of these things here. Note to self, if I ever do play again, do not come here by myself. Did she go inside this tunnel? No, she didn't. What is inside this tunnel? More rats! No! They're gonna take me down! Now, I will say that having seen some of Gorn's combat, like, if they actually made a deeper, fuller game with combat in it like Gorn's combat, that would appeal to me. But Gorn being just what it is by itself I have no interest in spending money in that experience, because you can get the exact same experience out of just playing the arena mode of Boneworks, really. But my opinion of Fallout 4, if you're a Fallout fan or a fan of an open world game like this, Fallout games, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls games, pretty much anything made by Bethesda, and you have a VR headset, you'd probably love this game. It would probably be the best game you've ever played. You'd play it for hundreds of hours and never leave. For me, it's not that. It's not my cup of tea. I would get so bored with this game after a couple hours of playing it. It is fun for what it is. Like, being in this big world and being able to see everything in 3D is pretty cool. But that's essentially the only draw I would have to keep playing this game, is to see what the other environments look like. The actual gameplay itself wouldn't really appeal to me that much. No, I agree with you, Take. This game doesn't... When I was playing it off stream yesterday, testing it out, it was a brand new game to me at the time, so it seemed kind of interesting. But now that I've put a good 3 or 4 hours into it total, I'd say it's kind of worn out the impressiveness to me. But for now, I do appreciate you guys sticking around, having good conversation. And until next time, we'll probably stream something tomorrow night. I just haven't decided what yet. I'm looking at a couple games that I might be interested in buying, so it's a surprise to me as much as it is to you. But until then, have a good night, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!